Do you think at some point New Japan Pro Wrestling will either establish a women's division or work with a company like Stardom to have some type of women's division?
I would like to see it because, Japanese pro wrestling, the heyday of Japanese pro wrestling, which I think is around the 90s, is some of the best wrestling you're ever going to see. Look at Manami Toyota's matches, and she's as good a worker, male or female, as you're ever going to see. So I would like to see that because I think the women need to be showcased more, and especially the way they wrestle in Japan. It's a tougher style, it's a stiffer style, but as you see, any woman who establishes herself in Japan and then comes back home to North America, like Medusa, like Awesome Kong, they come back a level above everybody else just automatically by virtue of having worked in Japan. So I would love to see. I think there would be a tremendous benefit to women's wrestling worldwide if there were more opportunities on a big stage in Japan for women, and so it made more women want to go and train in that style.
No, I totally agree. And I think, too, for the Western audience, let's just say that New Japan isn't able to work anything out with AEW. They lose the Elite, and they're trying to still expand in out West in North America. It wouldn't make sense to have a women's division.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, WWE has made the women's movement a buzzword. It's kind of funny to me that they've done a lot for women's wrestling and increasing its exposure, but there's a lot about the WWE women's matches that I think could be improved upon. And I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying there's some blow-away great matches and some incredibly talented wrestlers in that company, but just there has also been some stuff that looked kind of like going through the motions by certain performers to me. It looks to me like because the women's movement is very popular, everybody kind of got swept along with that wave, and not everybody deserves to be pushed to the same extent. You've got, obvious all-stars like Becky Lynch, like Charlotte, like Asuka, and so on. But at the same time, I think that the way it's done in Japan, I think would be a lot better. I think that running a women's company, the way Japanese wrestling is structured, would make it a little bit more merit-based. I think that it's only partially merit-based in WWE, and in some cases, people are pushed beyond what they deserve to be pushed as. I'm not including Ronda Rousey in that because for a first-timer, she's done incredibly well and obviously is famous enough and draws enough to justify her spot. But overall, I prefer the Japanese system, so I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah, and I think, in some ways, maybe WWE did a favor for New Japan if and when they establish a women's division, because you look at Io Shirai, she's getting over in NXT right now. Kairi Sane's, gotten over. Dakota Kai had a run in Stardom before. Toni Storm. So, there has been already a precedent for women that have gotten over in Stardom and other Japanese promotions to come to the U.S. or return to the U.S. and become bigger stars.
Yeah, and likewise, the Japanese talent coming here and then returning home, if they do, they're going to have that additional cachet. If I was in WWE, if Shinsuke Nakamura comes back to New Japan, he's going to be bigger than ever, and he was huge when he left.
This is Fred Richani telling you why you should subscribe to the TSC YouTube channel. Do you like hard-hitting, in-depth interviews? WWE World Heavyweight Champion Mark Henry. Fred Richani of TSC News, standing alongside MMA legend Tito Ortiz. Do you like breaking news updates from the world of pro wrestling, MMA, boxing, NFL, and everything in between? Post-fight, Canelo Alvarez versus GGG, Gennady Golovkin. Do you like in-depth game and app reviews? TSC Gaming here to review EA Sports' NBA Live. Is WWE Network worth your $9.99? And do you like event coverage you won't find anywhere else? At New York Comic Con, the jam-packed Jacob Javits Center. TSC News here at E3 in Los Angeles, California. If you like what you see, if you like what you hear, keep it right here and subscribe to the TSC YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button. Don't forget to enable notifications. And until next time, everybody, as always, enjoy the game.